Peace, peace, peace. Happy full moon in Cancer. I hope that you are doing great. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. We are here and we have arrived. So, as you can see, I have a new setup for this reading. We're going to see, how we like things, just showing the cards in the spread that way instead of just having my face. So we're gonna see how that goes. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, welcome. My name is Naomi. I'm an intuitive channel as well as an energy healer, an earth steward, as well as a farmer. If you're on my YouTube, you're gonna see a lot of different a lot of different contents, all the things that I am into. And at the full moons and the new moons, I do oracle readings. I like to work with the moon cycles as I do my divination. This is one of the ways that I ensure that I am in the highest alignment with the divine's will, as well as my goals, my soul purpose, and my destiny's calling, right? So that's why I offer these readings. So my books are officially open for January. So you can book for the Capricorn new moon at the end of the month, and I will still have 2 days open for the full moon in Cancer. So if you're interested in that, you can go to naystouchjewelry.com. And so with that, let's go ahead and get right into it. So this is our first full moon of the year. We are in Capricorn season. I think this is a beautiful time to kind of be releasing anything that is causing blocks in your structures and your stability. Maybe the things that are like inhibiting you from really having a healthy routine, right? Because these are the things that are like on our minds, in our hearts at the beginning of the year. So as always, I have created a spread for this moon. So when you book a reading with me, there will be a custom spread that we'll be doing for whatever lunation. It's always in alignment with the current energies cosmically and astrologically, right? So it's always aligned and in line with whatever moon energy that we may be going into. So we're going to start with our moonology deck, clarify with the tarot, get a blessing, and maybe some fortunes. And so I'm not trying to have this go too long, so we're going to get right into it. So this will be a 4-card spread. The first card is, what important issue or problem has now reached resolution? What area of your life is calling for more compassion and understanding? What can now be released and forgiven? What energy is here to help nourish you? So let's get right into it. Source, divine creator of all that is, please bless me as a divine channel that I may be giving clear and accurate messages that will be in the listener's highest and best good. May it keep them in their highest alignment. So it is said, so it is. Okay, so let's see. For the first card, for what important issue or problem has now reached resolution? What important problem has now reached resolution? Hold your vision. I'm kind of reading this as something that you may have been stuck on, because there's 2 ways that you can read this fixed moon energy. You know, it's either the energy of needing to hold fast and persevere, but it also can have the energy of stuckness, because we're seeing the mountains here, right? There's an energy of like being trapped in a difficult energy. So whatever has been hard for you, like whatever has made you feel like you were going up a mountain, that you may have reached the conclusion on that, right? You may have come to a certain peak. You may have had certain realizations in the past couple of weeks, and maybe for the next couple of weeks, because this is the full moon energy. And, Cancer is at home in the sign at the full moon, right? Cancer is the sign of the moon. So the intuition is heightened. The emotions are heightened, right? Yeah, but with this energy, I'm feeling like there may have been something that was revealed. Something or maybe another pathway has opened, right? As we are coming into this new year. Yeah, I think you're seeing something clearer now. Talking about vision here. Yeah, for what important issue or problem has now reached resolution? I would say it was something that you were struggling with and working with. It may have been something that you were even fighting or forcing. I know personally in my life, I was recognizing an energy where I was like forcing, and I was like, oh wow, this is very interesting, right? And then like right after that, I got into an energy. I was experiencing energy where there was so much like flow, and it was very interesting to kind of pick up on the energetic differences when you're trying to like force or trying to like go against the grain or something. And maybe you may or may not know that it is against the grain, but maybe you just kept hitting blocks, right? I just keep looking at the mountains. So yeah, so maybe something, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. Maybe something that has felt blocked for you, that is now being resolved at this time. It's clearing up. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, the energy is gaining momentum. Or maybe now you have the energy to persevere. If this is something that you need to keep going towards, maybe like you've reached the peak and now you're just having to go down, right? And with that, the energy is with you. The energy is with you. So we'll see what the clarification is. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have a card for the collective? For what area of your life is calling for more compassion and understanding? What area of the collective's life is calling for more compassion and understanding? We have the answers you need are coming. So yeah, somebody may have had something revealed to them. Because yeah, this is just, I'm getting clarity energy. And I see step out of your comfort zone, North Node energy. And under that, we see the South Node energy with don't let your past hold you back. So what area of your life is calling for more compassion and understanding? So maybe this is in relationship with the loved one, or whatever circumstance. I'm kind of getting more so a relationship. Yeah, someone that you're close to with this Gemini energy, and I'm looking at the twins here. Maybe there's been an issue that you've been going through something with someone. And there's going to be a conversation that's going to be coming, right? Full moon in Gemini, this is Mercury energy, mercurial, right? So this is all about communication. These are things in the head. And so maybe you've been having certain thoughts, certain worries, right? Because the air signs can be very mental. So maybe there's a lot of worries that have been going in your head. And maybe this has to do with regarding your soul purpose. Maybe you've been trying to align with what you're here to do, with what you want to do, like just really trying to figure things out, especially as we're at this new year. Like, okay, what do I want to create? What would I like to see happen? What am I passionate about? What do I like to do? what is fun for me, right? Because when you get into those things, those are the things that can really lead you into your purpose. And so maybe you've been considering your calling, right? Your life's work, what you want to be doing next. And the answers that you need are going to be coming. So just be more compassionate with yourself when it comes to your life purpose. Yeah, because this is asking what area of your life is calling for more compassion and understanding. So what you're here to do, your life purpose, your destiny, your work, your career, your goals, your legacy, right? Like these may be things that are heavy on your mind at this time. And it's like, and maybe you feel you should have had that figured out already. Maybe you feel like you should know. Maybe you're looking at other people who seem to be on the right track and it's making you feel some type of way about yourself, but don't let yourself get into a trap like that, right? Because we all have our own paths. We all have our own north nodes, right? And it's saying don't let the past hold you back, right? Just because you haven't known or you felt like you haven't been on path, which you really have, but maybe you haven't felt like that in the past, that doesn't mean that your future doesn't hold something brighter. And everything will begin to make sense soon with this full moon in Gemini energy. Yeah, you may very well know. You may very well get some guidance on what your next steps should be, will be. Yeah, as you're walking your path. So the answers you need are coming. So just giving more compassion and grace to yourself as you live your life. We're all here living life. We're all here experiencing. You can't get things wrong. Like your higher self made the certain adjustments that no matter like what path you're walking, what decisions you're taking, you can always be rerouted right back into your highest timeline, onto your destiny's timeline. You can always come into alignment with the divine's will. So give yourself a little bit more grace. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have a card for what can now be released and forgiven at this full moon in Cancer? What can now be released and forgiven at this full moon in Cancer? What can now be released and forgiven for the collective at this full moon in Cancer? What can now be released and forgiven? A time for healing. So something that may have hurt you, you and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, so something that may have really bothered you in the past, may have caused trauma, pain, whatever it may be, whatever thing you need to heal from. Part of that healing is going to have to be really releasing that situation and forgiving yourself. Whether this is like, you know, I don't know why it came out like that. So maybe somebody has like guilt that they put themselves in this situation, right? Or maybe I'm getting, and this may be specific, but this is just what's coming to mind, so I'm gonna say it. But like it's giving like a woman having a baby with somebody, right? And now you're going through certain things with the child's father, and maybe you're even considering like separating, or you have separated and you feel some type of guilt for, you know, what you've brought your child into, right? But it's okay for you to heal this energy, because you and your people are safe. You and your child are safe. You and your family are safe. You and your loved ones are safe and well. So it's time to heal this. It's time to release the negativity that you may be having about whatever situation that has brought you to the space that you're in now. Yeah. And maybe that's part of like not feeling like you're on track. But it's a time for healing here. And so you can release any things that hurt you, and maybe things that were done by people who weren't healed, right? Maybe decisions that you made when you weren't coming from your healed space, right? And so a time when we are doing the healing work, right? And we're doing this reflection. And once again, here we are at the top of the year, and still very much in winter, right? As we know, the energetic new year isn't until the spring when everything is coming back to life. So we're still in this winter cycle where it is very much time to be reflecting, where it's time to be resting, where it's time to be like attuning, and knowing like we don't have to bring this into the next cycle. So we're preparing for this next cycle in the spring, right? Because we just had our winter solstice. So now we're going to be gaining light. I had actually just saw a tweet that said that in the next 30 days, we'll actually be gaining 54 minutes of sunlight. Very life-changing, right? Like that just sounds beautiful already. So we're heading back up on the equinox cycle. I'm looking at the picture. I'm thinking about the picture of the equinox and solstices, like little chart or whatever. But it's giving like recognizing that this cycle is really preparing you to like birth and bloom in the spring. So take this time for healing. Take this time to release whatever slights that was done to you that you may have done for others. Like, yeah, just go ahead and clear it out. Go ahead and clear it out. I feel like this is like such a beautiful and soft and gentle energy, especially if you've been struggling and and maybe like you reached the peak and it wasn't what you expected. Like you reached the climax, you reached the top of the mountain, the place where you have been fighting and striving for, and maybe it wasn't what you thought it was. And so there may be healing that needs to be done around that situation, right? There may be things that you need to release and let go with that situation. So it's a time for healing here. And knowing that you and your loved ones are safe and being able to move from that energy. When you move from that energy, it's a bit different. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Can I please have additional clarif? Oh, no. I got one more card. Can I please have a card for what energy is here to help nourish you at this full moon in Cancer? What energy is here to help nourish you? Communication is key. Exercising that throat chakra, babe. And we got both Gemini cards out here. Very interesting. Well, I guess I'm going to need clarifying cards. But for what energy is here to help nourish you is you're about to be speaking up on something. A conversation, just exercising your throat chakra. Nothing is yet set in stone. So with this energy, it's giving that your voice, you speaking up, you saying something could be the difference, can make a difference in a situation. Because with this mutable energy, it can go this way or that way, right? But if you harness your power of your voice, you can have things flow in the right direction. Okay, so let's see what the clarification is. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have additional and clarifying message for what important issue or problem has now reached resolution for the collective at this full moon in Cancer? Nine of Cups in reverse to the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting, because I was saying that energy of like, I was literally just saying it like Maybe you were fighting and striving for something, and then you got to the peak and it wasn't even that. Like, it wasn't even that. Like, you didn't get what you wanted, but there's still a blessing here. Like, you actually get more. Like, you was wishing and hoping for something to go one way, only to be blessed in another way that you didn't even see coming. Yeah. So, like, but this is beautiful energy, because, you know, sometimes it's like you can really be cutting yourself off and that's why it's important never to be too attached to a certain outcome, too attached to, a certain way for things to happen, right? Because you could have just, been trying to get your 9 cups, right? You have whatever wish, you just wanted those 9 cups. But here's God, here's the universe, here's your angels, right? Trying to bless you with so much more. So much more. And if you're too attached to this, you could have really missed out on your 10 of Pentacles, right? When you get everything solid, stable, abundant, successful, harmonious, right? And maybe this is like because you held your vision even when things didn't turn out right. So maybe if things aren't looking right for you at this moment, it's a sign to don't give up hope. Hold your vision, because you're going to reach success, and then maybe it's going to be in ways that you didn't imagine. It may be in ways that you didn't imagine. Yeah, because the 2 of Wands is planning. Ace of Wands is a new opportunity. You thinking it's only these 2 options, but there's more. There's more opportunities that are able to come in if you can be flexible with that mutable energy. So, and that's interesting because this is a fixed moon, and so this is a mutable moon. So I feel like there is a balance of that, right? Being able to persevere, and also not being too attached to how things are looking now, knowing that things are changing still, and knowing that if you maintain your power, it can go in your favor. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And please have additional clarifying message for what area of your life is calling for more compassionate understanding at this full moon in Cancer. What area of our life is calling for more compassionate understanding? We see the 6 of Pentacles here and the 3 of Pentacles. So, the way that you're giving to others, the way that you're like this, giving to others, the way that you're working with others, the way that you're collaborating, is something about your connections here. So a connection may be significant, or maybe, it makes me think of the card in the Moonology deck, a time to give rather than take. It's a Virgo card. I can't remember if it's the new moon or the full moon, but that's kind of what I'm getting, a time to give rather than take. The answers you need are coming. So for what area of your life is calling for more compassionate understanding? So this may have to do with a relationship, because I think I had brought that up with this. So maybe, and this is community. It doesn't have to be like romantic relationship. This can be a community. This could be like a family, a group of friends, right? Like your people. And so maybe you've been feeling the imbalance in a certain type of relationship. Whether this is your overgiving, maybe this is you not, or you not giving enough. Either way of which it may be going. Oh, wow. And look at that, the Justice on the bottom of the deck. So definitely something out of balance, right? There was an imbalance here. And so maybe that's part of what you're going to have to be speaking about. Or maybe someone is going to be speaking to you about it, because the answers you need are coming. Someone is going to be having a conversation with you. And so you're going to want to give a lot of compassion and understanding to a connection or connections. Yeah, so what area of your life? It may be like your community, your friends, your people. Justice, Judgment, Three of Swords. Maybe somebody coming from the past. Maybe they hurt you or you hurt them. There may be some type of bad blood though. And something's coming back around to be righted. So somebody may be coming in with an apology. And you want to give them the opportunity to do this. Or maybe you need to give them the apology. Maybe this needs to be done on both sides, right? Because we see that balance. So maybe there's something that needs to be worked out with another person. Yeah. Something that needs to be worked out with another person or with yourself. But I see there's something that needs to be brought into balance. And you're going to know what this is if you don't know what it is, because the answers that you need are going to be coming in and they're going to be truthful. So like you can trust what the person is saying, right? With Justice here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have additional and clarifying message for what can now be released and forgiven at this full moon in Cancer? What can now be released and forgiven at this full moon in Cancer for the collective? What can now be released and forgiven? I'm going to take all those. I see the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords flipped over. See these. It's on the bottom of the deck. The Three of Swords back on the bottom of the deck. For what now can be released and forgiven? Yeah, something hurt you. Whatever it is that you need to heal from. Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands. Because with this Queen of Swords energy, the Queen of Swords can be a cold energy, right? If you're not careful. If you're not careful, the Queen of Swords can be cold, can be harsh, can be cut off, because you're trying to avoid the Three of Swords, right? So what now can be released and forgiven is any defenses that want to stay up from old past hurt, from old past situations. These things need to be released so you're able to meet your new opportunities in a way where you can actually receive them. Yeah, because I was already talking about this energy just being able to prepare you, because you're going to be having things come forward to you. Opportunities that are balanced with that Six of Pentacles, and we saw the Justice card. Yeah, and I still have these cards out that fell out, and that was the Eight of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So it was something that was out of balance. Something that didn't work out in the past. Something that wasn't successful. Something that wasn't cheerful. Something that didn't work out. Things didn't pan out in the past. And this may have caused hurt, caused pain. But it's time to release all that. It's time to release it and heal it. And you use the Queen of Swords, right? The Queen of Swords, when she's in the upright, she is able to transmute this pain. She is able to use what she's learned, right? And that's where that Ace of Swords that she holds, right? That's the lessons that she was able to extract from the heartbreaking, from the hurt, from the pain, from the betrayal. She got the lesson, and she's able to hold that in her hand, as well as being able to receive this as well. And she's able to receive this using the wisdom that she's learned. And so she's able to have the certain discernment to where she can make the right choice, right? So you need to heal this energy, extract the lessons from whatever pain, whatever loss there was. Yeah, so you can be ready for the opportunities that are going to be born and going to come towards you. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have additional clarifying message for what energy is here to help nourish us at this full moon in Cancer? What energy is here to help nourish us at this full moon in Cancer? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, though. Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, Temperance. For what energy is here to help nourish you? Yeah, and so it's like I'm getting that energy again, where you wanted something, you thought things were going a certain way, but it didn't. But this is really just going to bless you. Something happened that may have been like fated. I'm going to get another card on the Wheel of Fortune. Why the Wheel of Fortune? Knight of Swords. Yeah, because something new is going to come in. And it's going to be more stable. Oops. Wow. All those cards came out. And I split the deck on the Chariot. So yeah, like it literally just brings you more into your true power and stability. Knight of Swords is Gemini energy. Communication is key. For what is here to help nourish you? Yeah, so activate your throat chakra. Talk about something, have this conversation about something, but don't go too far and miss the mark. Oh yeah, and I never even put those back in there. Energy here to help nourish you. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Communication is key. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. And that literally is a nourishing energy. So I feel like with this, even if it feels harsh, it's literally going to be in your best good. Even if it doesn't seem like it, things are going to change swiftly for you. And overall, it's going to lead to you like being exactly where you're supposed to be. Seated in your throne, in your power, knowing who you are. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. So let's get some fortune. What's fortunes for the collective? What is the collective's fortunes at this full moon in Cancer? What's the tea leaves for the collective? Tea leaves for the collective. Ugh, there's so many. More than I thought. Okay. Beetle. First card is Beetle, good fortune. And that fell over here. So, yeah. Maybe you're going to be so fortunate, right? You're going to be able to give easily. And we see Valley here. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. And we see that with this hold your vision energy. So persevering, even despite what it looks like, is going to lead you to your success. Kite, vacation. So some of you may be taking a vacation soon with this Wheel of Fortune. We have Diamond. You will be receiving or giving a precious gift. And I told you I was getting that energy of a time to give rather than take. We have news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So the precious gift may be a baby. Rat. Someone working against you behind your back. And so maybe this is the past things you need to heal. We see Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So I feel like that's family is coming through again. But Cancer energy is all about the family, right? We see bird flying. News is on the way. So we have two birds energies. So yeah, and we see the answers you need are coming here. So there's going to be a conversation that is coming forward. And the Knight of Swords energy is definitely like a energy that's coming towards you, right? We have Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Okay, take a chance on yourself, babe. And chain of events that will affect your life. And I told you, you're already on this path. Persevere and stay with it, even if it doesn't look how you think it should look, or even if you just hit the peak of it and you've seen and you're like, oh, wow, this isn't where I thought I was going, or this isn't where I thought I was going to end up. It's going to end up being better than you thought. It's going to end up being better than you thought. Okay, let's get a blessing card, and then we'll close out. Can I have a blessing for the collective at this full moon in Cancer? Can I please have a blessing for the collective? What is the collective's blessing at this full moon in Cancer? We have a crystal clear blessing. Oh, look, I love Lord Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. It was one of my first mantras that I learned. But yeah, so just tap in. And then we have a crystal clear blessing. You are soon blessed with great clarity. I love how the cards line up, because communication is key. Knight of Swords, the answers you need are coming. News is on the way. Like, yeah. Your destiny is calling and your soul is shining its infinite wisdom. And I was saying that part of your answers that you are going to need. Oh, wow. And I forgot I was saying that. So maybe this is going to be how you're in service to the world. And I was bringing up Virgo energy. And Virgo rules the sixth house. And the sixth house is about like health, healing, being of service, right? So maybe you're going to be getting an opportunity. You're going to be learning something. Maybe this is going to be in the form of a download, maybe a dream. Maybe you have a conversation with somebody and it's going to spark something. Yeah, and that could be like having a conversation with someone that sparks an idea. Wow, yeah, beautiful. Okay, so it says your destiny is calling. So this is going to bring you onto your path. You are blessed, protected, and guided in all you do from this moment forward. From this moment on. Y'all probably looking at it like, girl, it does not say that. I started looking down. But yeah, so you're blessed from this moment forward in all that you do. So stay with it, heal, speak your truth. The answers you need are coming. Yeah. So peace, happy full moon in Cancer. I do hope this reading helped. I hope it resonated. If it did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go check out naestouchjewelry.com. You could get you some jewelry. I have books up. You can book your own personal reading. And email me if you want to get a reading for a year. For the year, I'm about to actually do that reading for myself. So yeah, so tap in with your girl and I will see y'all next time.